Good evening, everyone. Sandra here. Hope you're all well. I just wanted to jump on and do this live video. I absolutely love my clients. They give me so much material to work with. And I just wanted to jump on and talk about one of my favorite little sayings, which is feel the fear and do it anyway. Just want to talk about what I mean by feel the fear and just do it anyway. And it's important that we get a really good understanding of what I mean by feeling the fear. So this is all about stepping outside your comfort zone. And what happens is, and it's important that we understand that when we begin to do something, when we do something, we create patterns in our life. So what happens is we have a thought process. That thought process creates a chemical release in the body, and that chemical release goes back to our what we call our limbic brain. And if you do this often enough, it actually creates a response in your cerebellum, which is at the back of your brain. So we've got three brains. I spoke about this in Transform Your Money Frequencies last week. So what happens is, after a long time of you having the same thought processes and the same responses and the same behavior and the same pattern over and over again, this becomes part of your autopilot or part of your automatic responses. So what happens is that when you go to do something outside your comfort zone, you have a thought. That thought goes down, releases a chemical imbalance in your, a chemical release in your body. And that chemical goes back up to your limbic brain, which is about here. And what happens is the limbic brain does not recognize this chemical concoction or cocktail that's been released by this different thought. And what happens is it starts to go into what we call panic, or it starts to go into reaction and starts going, no, stop. I don't recognize this. Whereas when you have the same thoughts over and over again, the thought is released. The body releases the chemical that you're used to, the chemical that happens all the time, goes up to the limbic brain. It says, yeah, I know this is normal for me. And then what happens is that the cerebral part of your brain just does that automatic behavior that you're used to. So like I said, I wanted to talk about this because I love my clients. They give me, sometimes I think, what am I going to talk about? And when things come up for them, I'm able to jump on and then not just help them because they can watch, but also help other people too. So what happens is you have this thought, you're doing something different, you're stepping outside your comfort zone, you're just about to do something different. So you have that thought, the body releases a chemical which is slightly different to what it's released before, goes back up to the limbic brain, and the limbic brain goes, no. So this might sound like a little bit of hard love, or harsh love, or whatever you want to say, but unfortunately, the only thing that you can do when this happens is to be aware of what is happening and to allow yourself to stop and say to yourself, are these emotions that are coming up real? Are these thought processes that now I'm creating by having this different chemical cocktail happening in my body real? And if they're not real, you need to sort of say, just talk to your unconscious mind. This is what I used to do. Talk to your unconscious mind and say, it's okay, I understand, but this is not real. These thought processes, these thoughts that I'm having, this resistance that's coming up, being created by the fact that it's a different biochemical release in the body, is not real. Hi, Taryn. And then you need to start working, whether you journal, meditate, whatever it is, go for a walk, heart coherence breathing. You need to push through that fear anyway. And this is something that I did and didn't quite understand until probably this time last year, where I used to do something different and go into panic and go, no, I'm not going to do this, and retreat. And last year when I was in Sydney, I had to do a refresher of timeline therapy for 88 students. And I stood in front of the class and thought, oh, this is weird. I'm not feeling nervous. I'm not feeling panicking. And the reason for that was because I had started to push through that feeling of being uncomfortable and telling my body, telling my unconscious mind, becoming aware of the thoughts, saying it's okay, I'm not in any danger. Because what's happening is that your body thinks you're in danger. It goes into fight or flight. But because you can sit with those thoughts and say, I'm actually not getting into any danger, and push through it, eventually the unconscious mind creates a new norm. And these fears and this panicking actually stops for you, because your new norm is, oh yeah, okay, I'm doing something different. I've never done this before, but it's going to be okay because I'm not in impending danger. So I hope this makes sense, guys. So if I'm trying to think, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this, especially in the book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So yeah, it is uncomfortable, but become aware of your thoughts, challenge those thoughts, become aware of those emotions, have a look at what is the thought behind these uncomfortable emotions that are coming up for you. And are you really in danger, or is it just a creation of the thought, chemical, emotional cocktail that's happening in your body, or the backwards and back and forward of, thought, emotion, chemical, thought, emotion, chemical, because that's what we tend to get into. So we need to do a pattern interrupt with our own thoughts and say, no, I'm doing this anyway. I'm not in any impending danger. Nothing's going to happen to me, and push through the fear. If you do this over and over and over again, the unconscious mind will do exactly what happened to me. And it doesn't mean I don't have fear, or I don't get butterflies when I do something, because you need the butterflies a little bit, because or else everything becomes sort of like bland and boring, and you don't really do the best if you don't get excited and have some sort of butterflies. So it's okay to have the butterflies, it's okay to have the fear, but it's really important that you are aware consciously of the fact that this is what's happening. We've got a different chemical cocktail happening because you're stepping out of something that is not normal for you. So the body is going to have a complete physical reaction, and you need to, push through it and tell yourself that it's okay. I'm just going to have a look. I know I've got your thoughts. Yeah, Kylie, your thoughts did create you to have a physical panic attack. And that's how they manifest. You have a thought, and the biochemicals in your body, if they're not what you're used to, it will create another thought, which, is very much unconscious. And to say, this is what's happening, this is not normal, I don't know what's going on. And then this becomes almost like a roller coaster. So the only way to be able to stop this is to have what we call a pattern interrupt, by stopping the behavior, by saying to yourself, I am not in danger, because this is the signal that the unconscious mind is giving, which is danger, danger, danger. But in actual fact, you're not in real danger. You're not being chased by any threat. It's just a manifestation of your thoughts that has created a not real fear, or a not real danger, and not a realistic, I guess that's the word I'm trying to look, not a realistic danger. So have a look at what's going on. Remind yourself that what the actual physical response is, the fact that it's something that you're not used to. You're doing something that the limbic part of your brain screams out and says, oh my God, I'm not used to this. And then it creates more chemicals, and all of a sudden you start spiraling down. So you just stop and you say, what's really going on? Challenge those thoughts. Get in touch with the emotion. Ask yourself if the emotion that you're feeling is a real, or is it a manufactured emotion of those thoughts. I hope this helps, guys. I hope this has made lots of sense. But as I always said, this is what was one of my mottos over the last few years, and I still say it to myself, because I still do. I'm human, and I still get into those, but I step back and I go, I feel the fear and I ask myself, is this real? Am I in real danger here? Or is this just all being made up in my mind? And pretty much it's always made up in my mind. It's because really, unless you're under threat of some sort, nothing is really happening. So have a great night, everyone. Kylie, you got this, girl. I look forward to seeing everyone real soon. Bye for now.